Okay. Sir, what was the explanation given to you by the Hong Kong authorities? Bakit daw po kayo hinold ng 6 hours?
Yeah, there was no explanation given, even to the last minute when the entry was being denied us. There was no explanation. The best they could do was say it's an immigration reason. That's it.
Sir, were you shocked because you were holding a diplomatic passport and did you ever try getting into Hong Kong prior to today, and did you ever encounter problems before?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I sit on the board of First Pacific,
Yes, sir.
and it calls for by visiting Hong Kong for meetings about
Regularly?
Regularly, 4 or 5 times a year. And each of those times, I've used a diplomatic passport.
Okay.
And the diplomatic passport is a privilege given to former SFAs. So I've taken advantage of that.
Sir,
And
you've never had problems before,
Never,
sir?
never.
So,
Not even a hint of a problem.
so what changed today? What happened today?
I think clearly the bottom line is I was being harassed, or we were being harassed, and I think the reason might be if you follow the trend, the honorable ombudswoman who's here, she went through the same experience, and the link to that experience, which turned out to be consequential to us, was the communique that we sent to the communique that we sent to.
Sir, this is your first trip to Hong Kong after the filing of that communique?
This after, yeah, that's right, first trip.
Oh, okay.
That was in May sometime.
So that's the new factor.
That's my factor.
Sir, what do you plan to do after what happened today? Any actions that you would like to discuss with former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales?
Well, of course, I will be consulting the ombudswoman because we work as a team. But I've also received a suggestion from the DFA that we should look into the possibility of protesting the failure of the Hong Kong authorities to respect the diplomatic passport, and this would be a violation of the Vienna Convention.
Where do we plan to file this communication or protest, sir?
I don't know. We'll have to take a look.
Sir, what do you think is the implication on the relationship of China and Philippines?
Well, I don't know. This is already the second time this has happened in 2 months, so we'll see.
Sir, mga assistance yung insulted by Hong Kong authorities with this situation, sir?
I'm sorry.
Have you felt insulted by the Hong Kong authorities, sir? With this actuation that they have shown you, sir?
I don't know if I will use the word insulted, but I think I didn't feel good about it. I guess that's the best that I can
Were
say.
you taken good care of? Did they give you due process?
Yeah,
Counsel, at least food?
They gave us food, they gave us water to drink. They were okay. I mean, I think they were just implementing instructions from upstairs because they kept going in and out of the room. So my sense is we kept asking, where do we go from here? So they would go outside and then they would come back in and say, well, he's not here, so we have to wait for him to be consulted. They were consulting somebody outside of the room.
Sir, will you still go to Hong Kong after this incident?
Well, I have to find out if I'm going to be accepted by immigration, because if not, it's a wasted trip.
Sir, how do you feel now? Do you feel tired?
Sir, camera lang po, please, sir.
I feel tired.
Siyempre, sir,
I'm used to working all day long, so no, I don't feel tired.
Sir, nung assistance po yung natanggap natin sa government, may mga binigay po bang assistance ng DFA?
Yeah. They before I went to Hong Kong, I wrote the DFA that I was going to be traveling on business and would be using a diplomatic passport. So they took that information and they gave it to Hong Kong consulate, and the Hong Kong consulate wrote a letter to the Hong Kong authorities. But apparently nobody even knew where that letter was or whether they had received it.
Sir, for the ano lang sir, for the regular viewers, ano po ba ang weight ng diplomatic passport?
I think I'm not really sure because it's been a long time since I've been involved in the matters concerning the DFA. But I think it's immunity.
Immunity?
Yeah.
Diplomatic
immunity is carried with the passport
Sir, frequent yung ginagamit yung diplomatic passport for
all the time.
even for business trips.
Business trips, yeah. I'm not a diplomat anymore, so everything is either a pleasure or a business trip, right?
Sir, may sinasabi po si Senate President Tito Soto na dapat daw po yung paggamit ng diplomatic passport sa incumbent and current officials lang daw po.
I think that's not correct. He should consult with the DFA because that's not a correct statement.
Surgeon Secretary Guevara says the experience of Ombudsman Morales should have served as a lesson.
Well, different circumstances. The Honorable Ombudswoman was traveling on a green passport, whereas I was traveling with a diplomatic passport. So there's a essential difference there already.
Sir, do you think
But there is there's a link in terms of what happened to both of us. The link being we were the two who signed the submission to the ICC on the crimes against humanity.
Secretary, how do you feel right now? After this incident, how do you feel?
How do I feel? I sort of expected that might happen, but I wasn't sure, and I wanted to test it. So we tested it, and this is the result. I think I was ready for something like this because I had to pursue it since I have business in Hong Kong. There was no way for me to get around it. So the avenue for me moving forward is to try to see how I can make my obligations there by being received by the Hong Kong authorities.
So you're convinced, sir, that this is about the case that you filed against CGP?
I can't say 100%, but neither the Ombudswoman nor I have had any problems with Hong Kong immigration in the past. Until we filed that case.
Sir, did they say that you were a security threat to Hong Kong or China?
Well, I can hardly walk, so I don't think I can be a security threat to
But
anybody.
did they say anything like that, sir?
No. No, nothing like that.
They just gave you questions, no answers.
Yeah, they. Every time I asked, so what are we here for? Why are we being detained? The response was, it's an immigration reason. What's that immigration reason? It's an immigration reason.
So, sir, you were really denied entry into Hong Kong because Ombudsman Morales was allowed later on, but she opted to
yeah.
just return.
Yeah.
So, kayo po, in your case,
One step further.
denied
They
entry po
denied,
talaga.
yes.
So, kamusta na po yung business trip niyo po doon? Naantala po ba yung ano nila doon? Yung
Well,
ginagawa nila?
yeah, they're doing well, but I'm sorry I couldn't join them. I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning to make those meetings, but to no avail, right?
Secretary, this morning you released a statement about the proposed investigation in the Congress, and it happened before you landed in Hong Kong. Is that right? Do you
No,
think it has any effect on?
I think I wrote that statement when I looked at the papers at when I looked at the papers when I was boarding the flight before 5 o'clock. And so I wrote that statement on the airplane before it took off.
Do you think it has any effect or link to why you were denied?
I don't think so. It was too close to the time that I was denied.
But you were, sir, you were denied.
I was denied.
Sir, Morales was in the bar entry, but she was later on allowed to. What?
It's the same thing.
What's
Denied
the
entry.
difference? Why do you think, sir? Because you both filed case against China, but you're the one who was totally denied entry in Hong Kong.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how to answer your question, but I think we have been very proactive in saying what we think, so that might be the reason why.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.